board behind me, it has been a crazy week for crypto. Last week, Bitcoin was at around, I think, 38,000. Now it's at 31. Lots of red behind us. That's just the ups and downs with crypto. And so we're just going to hop into a few articles and then probably come back to the market closer to the end. So the first thing we have here, Animoca Brands, the people behind the Sandbox and many other games, both crypto and non-crypto related, are partnering with Binance on their smart chain for a strategic partnership. So apparently they're going to be bringing their assets over, like the in-game assets, to Binance and their smart chain, which they are apparently designing for upcoming crypto games, which I was not aware of until hearing about this article. And yeah, so they will provide adversary services in the areas of product, market fit, and blockchain technology. So pretty much they're supplying the side chain, while Animoca Brands is going to be providing the assets and non-fungible tokens that will be, being traded, sold, used, etc. on said side chain. Specifically, how that sidechain is going to work and which blockchain it's going to be used through, I am not certain. It didn't really go into a whole lot of info on it, but I know Binance has been trying to make some big gains for quite a while now, so this is definitely something out of the blue, and hopefully will be taking a turn in the positive note in the future as crypto games continue to expand. And the next one, also in crypto gaming related, the Engine coin, very popular coin, used for most big named crypto games right now that are on Steam or just normally well done, like Nine Lives and the Space Misfits. Trying to think of a couple others. But yes, some big name titles, and they have been whitelisted for use in Japan. So one of their biggest exchanges, which is regulated by their country's financial services agency, CoinCheck, is now whitelisting Engine, the first gaming cryptocurrency token that has been approved and added to their exchange. So they plan on taking some big leaps towards the blockchain gaming space. They were talking about blockchain games being the next emerging market, as there used to be, and probably still is, people that game over there as a living just to grind items and then sell them on a third-party marketplace. So adding something like Engine with all these emerging titles and whatnot is definitely something to look forward to as more people move into the realm of blockchain, for their games and other digital uses. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. Gaming giant Netmarble develops a blockchain-powered way to cap kids' gaming time. I thought this was interesting. So apparently, this company is creating a way to limit kids' usage. I think on mobile. I believe it's on phone. So through a smart contract, the parents set up like this guardian restriction system for their kids, where they can set limits. So 10 hours a month of gaming time. If they go under the limit, they can get rewarded with extra hours the following month. If they exceed that limit, they can be restricted and allowed less hours in the next month. So it can be kind of set up and designed by the parent, and it's all immutable through the blockchain. So I suppose that's part of a way to prevent the kids from, just putting in a password or whatever, resetting it, and then, finding some way to go around it. If it's kind of set in stone, then it's going to be a lot more difficult to kind of go around the restrictions. So definitely something for parents that have kids, maybe that have a phone or a tablet or some sort of gaming console, and they use it all the time, and you want to try to let them have some freedom and some fun time, but also make it so they're not just sitting on it all day every day. So I thought that was pretty cool. Some other things also in some Asian countries, the Chinese, or not, the A Chinese hospital issues the first electronic bill on the blockchain. So the People's Hospital of Chiang Mai, a country, a public in the Hunan province of South China, is the first hospital to issue and keep track of invoices on a blockchain in the province. So this is the first hospital in the entire country, I believe just in general, that has fully set up their invoices and kind of services through a blockchain. So they have these so-called ticket holders on its patients' phones. So you go through and they send you the ticket, which is essentially your invoice, through some sort of blockchain, whichever one is running on the platform, obviously, and then that'll give you the your payments, what you went in for, the summary of the entire visit to the hospital and all that, so that way you don't have to go in or get any physical copies, and it's since it's on the blockchain, it's immutable, so you can go on there and not have to worry about losing it or keeping track of it as much as you maybe would have before. So that's cool. And there was talk of it expanding to more hospitals across the country and in a few other countries around there in the Asian region. So it's definitely becoming more and more of a prevalent thing. I've been hearing about hospitals trying to find a way to keep their transactions and records and all that on the blockchain. So seeing that they're finally starting to succeed and that it's become the point where they can keep enough records on there and keep track of it is definitely cool. Some news that I talked about last week that bring up because it's already finished. The Rick and Morty creator Justin Roiland, so he made a whole bunch of crypto art that was getting posted through I think a Nifty Gateway on the 19th. So that was a couple days ago, 2 days ago I think. Yeah, and it started at around 5 o'clock Central Time. And there was a few pieces that had like 100 of them minted that were like $10, a few that were like 50 of them minted that were $100, one that was like one of 10 for $1,000, and then they had a few silent auctions. I managed to get on, unfortunately, a little late. I got on about an hour and a half after it started, so everything that was less than $1,000 was already well and done sold out. And the highest priced auction in the silent auction portion for the one of a kind pieces went for as high as $150,000 USD for obviously one of the better designed one of a kind pieces. And I know a few people in Somnium here, including our own Arthur, owns quite a bit of crypto art. So I thought it was really cool. The show's really popular. The
Yeah, I
creator is
missed
very
it.
popular. Yeah, I forgot about it, and then I saw the tweet about the silent auction that was 2 hours later. And by the time I went to the website, like I said, everything was all out of stock. I was very, very upset because I really wanted to get my hands on one. But they were posting about it all on Twitter. Justin Roiland was posting on his
Yep.
Twitter. Nifty Gateway was posting all about it. So I knew that everybody that was going to be jumping for it because, like I said, the show's extremely popular and it's a real cool thing. So I just thought that was neat that someone as big as him decided to make some crypto art and
Definitely.
post it for sale. Definitely helps get the word out there and get some recognition on what crypto art is and what these NFT digital assets really are and what they can do and the just kind of the benefits for it. So hopefully we see some more of that in the future. Hopefully it's not his one and only time posting it, and hopefully more people such as himself decide to go about some route of creating some digital form of content to post on the blockchain for people. And then finally, as far as my articles go, BMW and Ford help advance the standards for a tamper-proof blockchain identity for vehicles. So I thought that was really cool, especially because of the companies that are working on it. So BMW and Ford are, very well known across the world, making lots and lots of vehicles. They are apparently making a provenance. What is this? It's called the birth certificate for the vehicle. So it's a vehicle identity standard. They have two of them out at the moment, one and two. I don't know if it's different standards for different vehicles or if it's just a different iteration on the original work for it. However, the focus is vehicle registration and maintenance traceability. So you provide a tamper-proof history of the vehicle in case it gets stolen or some sort of thing. Maybe you lose your title or whatever. All the history and records for the vehicle will be kept on the blockchain through this birth certificate for vehicles, as they call it on here. The vehicle registration, formally disconnected vehicle registration. So it's going to be, on the blockchain, offline. You can access it. It's tamper proof. And what does this say? Between states and countries. Yeah, so it's going to be, you can, if you have to travel with the vehicle, take it to like another country, you can just pull it up and use it according to the articles. So, an easier way to prevent vehicle theft and all that sorts, which is just more companies joining on. We've already got Microsoft working on it, IBM working on the blockchain. Now we have Chase and JP Morgan and now Ford and BMW. So all the major companies now, it seems like, are finally starting to take some sort of interest in blockchain and cryptocurrency and what this technology can do for them. And as it improves at quite a steadfast rate over the past, handful of years, and gets to the point where, these companies can actually use it for millions of transactions, and it's fast and feasible enough for them to access it. We're starting to see quite the emergence of, people at least hearing the terms blockchain, crypto, Bitcoin, and starting to distinguish between the two. Last week I talked about an article that had a survey between, I think, like 2,000 people, where it was less than 25% of people knew the difference between Bitcoin and blockchain, and I think out of those, 60% thought they were one and the same, and didn't really know the use cases for any of it, just kind of the general terms. So, and this was a very recent survey. Now, it may not have been among many people, and obviously, one small group here, in whatever part of the world. I think it was in Washington or something like that in the U.S. I don't exactly remember, but it definitely varies depending on where you go. But either way, you can definitely
I
tell
think
by it that
general
still
it's much
many
lower.
people.
I think like
Hmm.
maybe below 5% of people will be able to say like what blockchain is, and
Hmm.
distinguish it between the block actually the blockchain and the Bitcoin, and just other stuff. Like I think it's really less than 5%. Uh, so yeah, it just shows that we're very early in the journey, and
Hmm.
I think
Yep, but even so, with all this, with the emergence of, like I said, Microsoft making their blockchain for the Xbox system,
yeah.
and these big name companies, and now all these celebrities and whatnot, not just hyping on. Because I remember back in 2017 with the whole ICO bubble thing, we had celebrities coming out trying to join
Oh yeah.
on with
Yeah. Yeah.
the altcoins and sales and things like that, trying to hype up their own tokens, and really just kind of made a bad name for crypto for a while. And now they are starting to realize the actual benefits and use cases of it, and starting to use it for what it's actually designed for. So I'm very happy about that. So
Absolutely.
yeah, that's pretty much the end of the articles. I don't know if you have any comments you want to ask on any of them. We also have, I don't know if you have the market opened up here, but
Yeah,
lots
I
of
do.
red.
Yeah, it's lots of red today, but I mean, I was just looking at it and I was like, yeah, look, it's a lot of red, but Ethereum it's still 1.2K. I
Hmm.
mean, was not
Yeah,
so
it's
was not so long
funny.
ago where when we met here, and it was like
Hmm.
what 500-600 or something, and we were debating like when will it get to 700? You remember? And then suddenly we're here, and it's kind of normal to see it like above 1.2K. And that's of course pretty cool, I think.
Yes, it's amazing how fast it moves in this market. When I was looking online, for articles throughout the week, just I think a day or two ago, there was many articles about Ethereum just nearing its all-time market cap
Yeah, it crossed
of
it actually.
because I think it was like high 1300s, yeah, and then now we see down 7%. It's in the heavy reds, but that just kind of goes to show. Like I said last week when we were doing this, Bitcoin was at 38,000. Now it's down to 32. That's quite a considerable drop, but considering what a month ago it was at 18,000, maybe even less.
Yeah,
It's
I think
still tremendous gains.
I think the other news which we can definitely like touch, or at least um, say, is that since there is a new administration in US, and also they're appointing new SEC commissioner, I think, and also for the EU there will be some new or there are some movements and some discussions about like how to regulate crypto, not regulate crypto, and stuff like that. So we won't go into the deepest details about that, but definitely something you can actually try to find on internet as news and read it by itself. And I think this red thing is partly because of that. So those prices is partly
Hmm.
people afraid that the regulation will happen, and that some companies, like that they will try to impose the regulation that they will want to know like the KYC of any blockchain wallet, which is obviously impossible. So that kind of like looms about. But I'm pretty sure at this point it's already impossible to even demand something like that, because like you can't stop this technology, you can't stop those markets
Mm-hmm.
anymore. So you either put a sensible regulation which companies are able to obey, or you put something completely crazy and then everything goes underground dark, and then the government in the end I think will lose more. So if they will just play along and actually do a regulation which makes sense, I think they will gain more. So i'm I'm very optimistic about how it all will play out. I don't think they will just try to kill the market and stuff, but you never know, there's always a risk.
Mm-hmm. Yep, it's definitely going to cause the market to ebb and flow. I know just the other month there was a big debacle on the Ripple XRP getting
Yep.
sued over they did a unregulated ICO sale, I believe it
Yep.
was, and so they lost, I think it was like 30% overnight, and then within like 2 days, while Bitcoin was shooting back up, they ended up recovering and then going up another 20%. So hopefully with the regulations, they just, kind of like that, start weeding out some of the improper use and illegal activity in some of these companies, and, those that are trying to use these tokens for their own personal gains, kind of weed
Y-
out more of those altcoins and whatnot, and
Yep.
actually have a more stable list of currencies with legitimate use cases, and actual people backing it and behind it and whatnot, and then that is what we can start showing to the masses and really get them on board once, with Ethereum 2.0 being out, and with all these new side chains and everything getting faster and faster. It's
Yeah, we
definitely
have a
something
comment
we're
from
gonna have.
Discord from
Hmm.
one of our viewers who is with us on Somnium Web, by the way. So if you want to join us, you can join this in VR, of course, or you can come to somniumspace.com/parcel/3656. So /parcel/3656, and we're there live, and I'm actually live broadcasting there the view from VR. But yeah, we have a comment from GXVXNXI. I hope I'm reading it correctly. And he's saying, or her, he's saying that we are in the most revolutionary time in history. The internet, tech, AI, Bitcoin has sparked a new revolution for the future. I totally agree. And that revolution comes from the place of innovation and the use cases. And I wanted to say regarding the use cases about the list of currencies. Um, I don't know if you know who Crypto Mom is, and I've listened to podcasts with her. She's in SEC, right, working at SEC, and she's responsible for the crypto. And she said that, you know, I was listening to her debating over how to, because the only reason why they want to do regulation, or main reason, that's what they say, and I believe it, is to protect the customers, people. And they said, like there might be, if the company wants to do, let's say, vested plan for the team, or tokens or something, so they might help in providing kind of like this place where they would put those tokens in, kind of like a custody. But that custody will be kind of protected by the SEC. I mean, she had some very reasonable very reasonable thoughts, and I realized from that like they don't want to kill the innovation, but they also don't want to allow this wild west, which sometimes happens and people lose a lot of money. And of course, I think it's we're still in the very beginning, so there's plenty of time to come up with a sensible regulation. And I think if the balance is found, it will benefit everyone. So yeah, the good news is it's a decentralized technology, partly decentralized technology. I mean, full decentralization is very hard, but you can be kind of it's very hard for them to close completely access to your wallet. Like it's almost impossible at this moment. But of course, if you don't have anywhere to trade, that becomes a very big problem for people. But yeah, it's an interesting discussion for sure.
Yep, yep, definitely agree, and it's definitely going to, it's still one step at a time. I'm still seeing articles out there about people, dissing Bitcoin, saying it's only used for illegal activities, and that they've,
Right.
articles that you've seen like 7 years ago for, spouting the same thing when there was,
Thanks God,
like
thanks God,
five
dollar is
laws.
not used for illegal activity. Otherwise, I would be nervous. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, it's funny because you go and look it on, and then you hear the perspectives of people, that are actually in it and know what they're talking about, and then those that are just kind of seeing it from the outside and their own speculation, and then the opinions from those people never really change.
that's
And
but
so
you
it's
know
funny
that's
just
good
seeing the
because
same
that's
articles day
I
after
take it
day.
I take it as a very good advantage because as I
Mhm.
said, we're very early. Like I remember vividly the days in 2016 where nobody knew what VR is. Suddenly now, maybe I don't know. If I guess, I would say on the street, I would say like 30,
Mhm.
40% would know what VR is, maybe 50 even, but like from that, maybe 25 would definitely like even tried it, maybe, or 20%, depending on the region. But I think generally, like in the Western countries, but yeah, the same is with crypto. I mean, we're early. It allows a lot of
Mhm.
opportunities. Like we come early, other companies come early. We build foundation. That's how big companies are being dethroned and the new companies are being born. Like whenever this shift is happening, that's how the innovation is. You can't stop innovating, and you can't stop innovation. So yeah, definitely this, and it just creates more opportunities. The stability in people's
Mhm.
minds creates new opportunities. I think generally. So yeah.
Yep, and the more we use the blockchains and crypto, the more use cases we start seeing for it. As now with these cars coming out with blockchain versions of safety protocols, and hospitals actually starting to use it is something I personally wouldn't have expected to be seeing 5 years ago as far as what blockchain could do.
Yeah,
So
and I
it's
mean, if you think about the VIN number of the car, I mean, how much they have to maintain it in databases, and it's
hmm
hard to check. And sometimes people try to cheat, of course, and they try to change it. Like it's so easier to just mint a token, and then it's forever attached to this car, and then just checking it. I would say it will be crazy easy and crazy fast. But yeah, I think eventually, many things like this will happen. We'll definitely see. I'm positive.
Yep, I definitely agree. All right, so we got any other questions, comments, or
Oh, let's wait.
otherwise
Maybe
for
let's see.
us, or
Let's see in the Somnium app if anyone is going to ask, or in Discord.
yes,
And then if not, we will slowly. But
I
okay,
surely
the
look
Jack
it
says
up.
Jack's mail from
Definitely.
California. Greetings, everyone. I'm using Web Somnium Space, by the way. Hey, Jax, we see you there. Um, The Jack saying the paradigm shift in the world is shifting towards crypto and Web3. Decentralized versions of life will be implemented slowly. We have the tools to build a foundation for people by the people. A better world, I say. I totally agree. A better world. Amen. Yeah, so I guess the last message from us would be if you want to join this meeting today, we have another meetup, by the way. It's our VR architecture fireside chat, which is happening in 4.5 hours from now. We started Somnium Plaza, and then there's a build next to Somnium Plaza. But again, you can join that one through Somnium Web. So if you want to join this meeting next week, it's every Thursday. The parcel number is 3656, if I'm not mistaken. Very easy, one click
Yep, that is
join,
correct.
and you can just jump in from your mobile phone, from any web browser, from Oculus Quest standalone. You can just jump in WebXR as well. So yeah, I guess if you want to learn more stuff about the crypto or discuss some stuff about the crypto, never miss this event. And see you next week or later today on the other event. And I guess thank you, Block, and we can say goodbye to
Yep,
our
no
live
problem.
stream.
Thank you all for joining in, and see you all in the next one. So take it easy, everybody.
See you
Bye
all.
bye.